Well, this is another video, and we are here to discuss one thing that most people probably know. And we all know the Dream SMP. That's a server created by Dream, and he currently is basically like a very famous YouTuber, Minecraft YouTuber, and he created his own Minecraft server with lots of other people. And today we'll be going over a Canon life system on the SMP. You have three Canon lives, and if you lose all of them, then you are considered dead, and you can no longer be considered a person on the Dream SMP. And how the Canon life works is, if you know it, then you should already know this, but basically, it's if you die to someone that's not during a war, then that probably counts as a Canon life. But if you just fall from a valve, or you just accidentally walked into lava and died, those are not like Canon lives. Or if you get killed by somebody in a war, that's not counted as Canon life. This was introduced by Wilbur Soot, so yeah. Or also, if you get pushed into lava or pushed off a cliff and you die, that still counts as a Canon life. So let's go over the Canon life system. The first person with three Canon lives. We'll be going over the people that haven't lost a single life yet. We got Alyssa, Awesome Dude, Callahan, Eric, George Not Found, H-Ball94, Hannah XX Rose, Laserbeam, Nihachu, Captain Puffy, Puns, Purpled, Rambo, Sapsnap, Samsicle, Technoboyd, and Vicstar123. So those are the people that haven't lost a single life yet. So yeah. So they still have all three of their lives. That's all I gotta say. The first person with two Canon lives is Amfrost. Amfrost was the fourth hunter in Dream's Minecraft series. So go watch his Minecraft series to know who Amfrost really is. So Amfrost has two Canon lives because he was killed by Captain Puffy at the Red Banquet, basically. Also, I'll leave a link to a video of someone else explaining that, because I won't be putting in the clips in, but the other person will be putting the clips in. So yeah. They will put in the clips, so that's technically like, you know. So yeah. Amphos has two Canon lives, and basically the next person with two Canon lives is Forge Gamers. He's a YouTuber, and he's a decent YouTuber. He was introduced to the Dream SMP on January, but lost the Canon lives to Amphos, who killed him because of the egg pirate situation at the Red Banquet. And yeah. So yeah. So yeah, that's basically for Foolish. And the next person with two Canon lives is It's Fundy. He was basically killed at the secret control room the Eric has set up, but then the Eric ended up betraying the entire team. So Fundy lost the Canon lives to, I believe it was Puns. No, it was Puns or Sapnap that killed Fundy there. So he has two Canon lives because of that. No, he was killed by George Not Found. Sorry, he was killed by George. The next person with two Canon lives is Carl Jacobs. He was blown up by Eric after trying to portray Eric of something. So yeah, that's for him. And the next person with two Canon lives is Punk. Punk was killed by Awesome Dude after Punk was killed by Awesome Dude after stealing some keys from the Pandora's vault that Awesome Dude set up. So yeah. The next person with two Canon lives is Quackity. Now, I think this is pretty weird because Quackity died 2 times, basically. If you guys don't know, Quackity, I'm pretty sure died 2 times. First death was on the Manbrook Festival by Technoboyd. And the second one was in the Technoboyd versus Quackity duel. And that's not considered a fight in the Quackity versus Technoboyd. It's not considered a war, so Quackity lost the Canon life there. But I don't know why he did with the Canon life in the Manbrook Festival, because Tubbo and J-Shot, they both lost Canon wives, even though they were in there. And Quackity was in there, but he didn't lose a Canon wife. So I said, I'm pretty confused on that one for Quackity, but next two people with two Canon wives. This will surprise you because this time it's two people I will be putting out. BBH, which is Bad Boy Halo, and Skeppy. Corrupted Bad and Corrupted Skeppy. I can say that. So basically, like Skeppy, after being with the egg for a long time, he began and turned red, basically, and basically Bad and Skeppy got into an argument, and Bad just like hit Skeppy into the lava, so they both lose a Canon wife. Now this is because Bad, he loses a Canon wife if Skeppy dies, and if Skeppy loses all three of his Canon wives, Bad is dead on the Dream SMP. So yeah, that's basically how it is. And basically, and yeah. So yeah. And now let's get into the people with one Canon wife now. The first person is Dream, was killed 2 times by Tommy in it at the prison. So yeah. The next person with one Canon wife is Tubbo, who was first killed in the control room by Sapnap. No, by Puns. And the second time was that he was killed. He was killed by Technoboy on J-Shot's order in the Manberg Festival. Now going into another person, Philza Minecraft. Now Philza hasn't died a single time, but because he plays hardcore on Dream SMP, he's only given one Canon wife because hardcore you only get one wife. So he only has one wife on Dream SMP. And that's basically for him. Next person is Connor. His parents. He was killed by Rambo after stealing a beacon. So yeah. And that's basically for Connor. Now we got the dead people. J-Shot is a dead person, and he was first killed in the Manberg Festival on his orders to kill Tubbo, but was killed because of the crossbow due to fire. And the second death was being shot by Quackity after the election because he was teasing Quackity. So yeah, he was killed by Quackity there. And then his final death was having a heart attack during the Mamruk versus Poctopia war after having a heart attack. And then another person with no Canon wives and have died is Mexican Dream. Mexican Dream was first killed by a zombie. So yeah. And the second death was taking a bullet as a shot for a picture. So yeah. And the final death was his final death was to Dream in a battle at the Washington, which is Tommy Innett's exile area. So yeah, he was killed by Dream he was killed by Dream in the area, the Tommy's exile area. So yeah. And that's basically him. And now we got confusing ones. Jack Manifold. Basically, he was first killed after Tommy broke blocks and pushed him into lava. His second death his first death was to Wilbur after some sort of reasons. His second was to Tommy, and his third was to Technoblade in a battle. But when he logged on Obviously he's falling out of the wall, but then when he walked back in, he gets all three of his Canon wives back. So that's pretty weird. Now another person with unknown wives is Tommy Innit. Tommy Innit was first killed by Dream in the secret control room, then was killed by Dream in a shop battle, and then was killed by Dream in a prison after teasing Dream about J-Shot's grave. So yeah, that's basically for Tommy. And the next person to have unknown wives is Wilbur Soot. Now you're probably saying Wilbur's dead. Why does he have unknown wives? Well, his first death was obviously in the control room by Puns. His second death was to Puns once again after on J-Shot's orders. So yeah. And his final death was to Filza on his own request. To be killed. But then after being ghost for a while, he was basically killed by Dream and then revived by Dream. So he's back alive, I guess. And yeah, that's basically all the Canon wife system on the Dream SMP. If you guys enjoyed, be sure you guys will like down below, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.